Hey guys, so here's the emotional grounding technique used in another way, or a similar way to our previous video, but in another way. So, as I mentioned, I work in a rehab, and that's where this technique has been developed, helping clients in treatment overcome addiction as a way of waking up their emotional selves. But it's also been very helpful for me because working in a treatment center it's a very intense environment. This morning was a perfect example. I got some change of plans. My day changed. I realized at 9 o'clock that I was actually going to be working to 9 o'clock that night. And it kind of threw off my planning because I knew I'd have to have a break in between, but I'd filled my day. It triggered me. And I began to pick up some stuff. There's 30 odd clients and 20 staff. And it was very, very busy this morning, and I was trying to get it all done, and I've picked up quite a lot of stuff. So I'm going to fill out a sheet here, and I'm going to say when I focus on my day, I'm actually going to say myself, just what I'm noticing now. And so I'm going to take a time out. I've come home, I've decided to film this as an example of how this sheet can work. So when I just begin to notice how I feel, I notice there's a little bit of anger. And that's one of my core emotions. There's a stuck feeling. A little bit of resentment. And then I'm finding my common cores come up here. So there's a little bit of blame. A little bit of resistance. And so I'm just naming these words as I'm sort of unpacking or untangling these feelings. Defiant. So I've begun to name that there. It helps me to name that this is a lot of my ego stuff. This is things that I've noticed before. So it's not actually related to a physical event. It's not like I need to have a conversation with a person or I've been triggered in that way. I've been triggered, it's like a by trigger. So I've just been triggered by the busyness of the day, and I've accumulated some stuff over 4 hours there. So I'm noticing just by naming this now, I'm beginning to back down. I'm unwinding. I'm noticing, now that I'm creating that space of backing down, unwinding, I'm noticing that there was an intensity here. It's nice to acknowledge that. I'm noticing that I was trying to do too much this morning. I had a few international phone calls to make, a few little meetings, a few things to plan for a group tomorrow. In recollection, I'm noticing that I wrote a to-do list, but I didn't stick to it. And I let myself be distracted off to the left and right. So yeah, it was distracted. Now focusing on this section here, just focusing on my breath. Yeah. I'm going to say, I need a clear plan. And by that I mean I'm going back into my afternoon now. And so I'm going to, before I go back to the office, just put together a list of the things that I need to do and really keep a firm focus that I follow those steps. So now I'm just moving my physical body around. I've disconnected from the page. Right. So now that I have processed these feelings above, I'm coming to phase 3. There's relief. There's a need to balance. So in that I can do a bit of yoga or meditation. I'm going to have a 5-minute shower, quite a cold shower, as a way of a simple process of grounding. I'm fortunate I live just 5 minutes from where I work. So that's possible for me today. Yeah, I'm going to take some deep breaths. So I'm noticing up here, because it's still with me, but I'm going to put it in here, short breath. Yeah, I'm just going to remind myself it's okay, this is a process. And so I then look at my day, and I had a really great meditation this morning, and it was very light-filled, and I came in all light-filled into work. I forgot to set up protection or forgot to plan for my day, so although I had a good meditation, I sort of came into work not prepared, and that's probably fine for most days, but working in a treatment centre can catch you off guard. But I've certainly moved from these feelings up here. I'm noticing that that's my ego stuff, and so when I got overloaded, my ego defense came in, my standard procedure. So it's just a reminder, just some kindness here. It's quite practical. Wouldn't say this was a compassionate, or I'd say it was caring, but not compassionate for myself. It's just practical. Just, okay, trying to do too much, time to back down, make a plan. And then I've created the space and reminded myself this is a process. Yeah. So this is a very practical application of the emotional grounding technique. Thanks, guys.